All right, this is our halo pattern. And this is a really awesome pattern to create overall shoulder mobility. And we'll do this in two halves. The first half, take that right arm and bring the roller behind your stationary head. Then your left arm brings it up and over the front. Right arm brings it up, over behind the head. Left arm brings it up over the front of the head. And we want to do this while the body remains relatively stationary here. And here what I'll do is I'll just reverse the direction. My left arm is bringing it up behind the head. The right arm is bringing it up to the front of my body. Left arm goes back. Right arm goes forward. And the goal here is to keep a nice tall posture. We want the roller going around the head, not vice versa. And just make sure you're doing this all in a pain-free range of motion. So like I said, we want to keep this posture nice and tall. What you might see is we're compromising our posture. So you might find yourself ducking to get the roller behind the head, rather than the head staying stationary and the roller getting behind it nice and smoothly. And that might signify some compromise in some mobility in the front of the shoulders, the pectoral region. That happens a lot from being in a repetitively seated posture. So here, I'm doing that movement without stopping. The right arm brings it up over the head, the left arm brings it to the front of the body. Right arm behind, left arm forward. Here I'm reversing the direction. The left arm is bringing that roller behind the head. The right arm is bringing it forward. Now, I have a pretty large excursion of movement here. I'm going pretty much from my waist all the way to the top of my head. And that's because for me, that's a pain-free range of motion. Now, you don't necessarily have to have that large range of motion. You can bring it up to the neck or the chest, make a smaller motion if that feels better for you. Or you could even bring it higher. You could bring that to the top of the head. So the goal is pain-free ranges of motion. We don't want to reactivate any pain circuits in the body or any movements that cause pain. So now let's add the hips. The first step is to rotate the hips. The second is to bring the roller behind the head. Then the third is to get to center. And we repeat that on the opposite side. Rotate the hips, up and over with the roller, center. Rotate, right arm brings it over, center. Rotate, left arm brings it over, and center. So now I'm doing that at speed without stopping. And you notice the hips move first and then everything else follows. And this is a great pattern to use for all of rotational sports or activities. For example, if you watch golf or tennis, you'll see to create power and to relieve the rotator cuff of the demand, we want to make the hips have the first and most powerful excursion. So the hips rotate first, and then the smaller rotator cuff muscles come along for the ride.